This is the first time I have presented at Canoecopia, so I'm going to be very, very nervous. But I am the veteran. This is the places that I have went. As a middle-aged, overweight woman, I don't feel like I am your typical paddler. Somebody says, hey, is that a moose? Yeah, it was a moose. So across the lake, down from our campsite, comes out this moose. The waves just are rolling. This is probably the most difficult paddle I have ever done.
That I was wearing it out last night, and like she said, it was a blizzard, so.
Yeah, so we're in Madison. We need to head home to Racine, and we're just hoping that we can get there in less than like 4 hours. Canoecopia is the world's largest canoe, kayak, and outdoor expo. If you're interested in anything canoeing, kayaking, paddle sports of any kind, paddleboarding, it is worth checking out. This year it was March 13th through the 15th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison, which just happened to coincide with a statewide blizzard. So it was very, very lightly visited. I wish it had been visited more. The event consists of a bunch of vendors. There are people there that are doing presentations and talking. Some of them are instructional, some of them are pure entertainment, some of them are, how to do this, how to get started in it. There are lots of different people to see, lots of different things to do. Trying to flip here to the middle where it's got the schedule in it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rooms. And then there's like 4 hours on Friday that they have it in each 9 rooms. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on Saturday where they will have all 9 rooms. And then another 5 hours on Sunday where they have the 9 rooms. And again, speakers, presentations, demonstrations. There's a very great paddling demonstration by somebody from NRS. I'm not going to get his name right. I think it's Danny Mongo, but that might not be. And, there's entertainment. There's people singing. There are people talking about the adventures and accomplishments that they have. That was just exceptional. And the vendors, I don't think there was a map in here because I don't know that it was in there by the time that...
They also had a bike show and RV show at the same time at the Alliant Energy Center.
There was the list of vendors. It was actually down, but that's because of all the issues with the border. And the benefit of this is that you can go in and you can see a boat and you can touch a boat, or you can try on a life jacket or try on a dry suit and draw a crowd. Yeah. And there's just so much information here and so much to actually physically see before you wanted to buy something. This year was a little different for me because I had the 2 presentations, so I wasn't really focused on what did we need to pick up this year or what were we going to do this year. We're on our way to day 2
breakfast.
We're on our way to breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day.
The most romantic view that we have from our hotel room. Look at that view. Woo!
But I do think that it's awesome. We are here in Madison for Canoecopia, and it's so low light. But I just really thought this is cute. We have a mini cow pie that we have. Because this is America's Dairyland. That is just fantastic. So, yep, we are on our way over day 2 of Canoecopia. Didn't do any filming yesterday, but today I actually do 2 presentations, so we'll see how I am as the day ends.
GoPro, stop recording.
I appreciate you joining me today. This is the first time I have presented at Canoecopia, so I'm going to be very, very nervous. If you have any questions, I would appreciate if you could hold till the end so I don't get interrupted and lose where I am. I will be happy to answer anything after I'm done. But I am the veteran. This is the places that I have went. As a middle-aged, overweight woman, I don't feel like I am your typical paddler. So Chet says, hey, my dad has a 17-foot aluminum canoe. It's 90 pounds. We can do this. 2017 was my first time on kayak. I've never been in a canoe. And we wanted to plan a September 2019 trip, so I've got 6 months. He says, hey, is that a moose? Yeah, it was a moose. So across the lake, down from our campsite, comes out this moose, and then comes out her calf. And so we had the dinner sitting there. We could have had dinner and a show, but we completely forgot about our dinner. About a third of the way across the lake, and the waves just are rolling. This is probably the most difficult paddle I have ever done. In 2023, I did end up picking up another boat, a different boat. This is something that is a little faster. Again, my paddling partner is much larger than I am, much stronger than I am, and when I attempt to keep up with him, I exhaust myself. So having a boat that matches his speed, that doesn't exhaust myself when I'm paddling with him, is a great benefit. We also camped in the Canoecopia Valley Reserve in 2025. We have paddled this river several times. It is an absolute gem to paddle. Most of the time when we're paddling, we would get in Bridge 1, Ontario, and then we would get out at Bridge 4 or 5, depending on how long we wanted to spend on the water. If you have any questions or comments, yep.
As far as the camera, how long is your longest lens?
300, I think. Yeah.
Best way to take it
Comfortable? So when I first started getting into the kayak, I had like a point and shoot. I didn't actually have one that had lenses like that. And I was super, super paranoid about taking my camera in there because, yeah, what if I get it wet? So first off, you have to go with the realization that yes, I could get my camera wet, and I know this, and I realize that there's nothing that I can do to stop that. But now I carry it in a waterproof bag, and I have it accessible to me immediately where I need it, and I unroll it as needed, put it back when I'm not, because the instant that I know that I have that out, it's a risk that it's going to get wet. I appreciate you listening. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your time here at Canoecopia. Hello. Welcome.
Go ahead.
I know this is kind of rescheduled, so this is, I am Bianca Betcher. This is all the places that I went. So that's what I got to see on my first paddle. That was it, just watching him paddle away from me. So when I got home, I did all this data, how long it took to paddle each lake, how long it took to portage each lake. Even with me being the slowest paddler and having to double portage everything, we still managed to improve our time by 1.5 hours of paddling and 5.5 hours of portaging. So what a difference your gear will make. So then I come around this bend in the river and I'm like, why are there all these nests in the trees? And maybe it's because I'm not a bird person. I had no idea that the great blue heron builds its nest in the tree. It's a water bird. Why is it not in the water building its nest? But in central Wisconsin, one of my favorite places to go is the Camp Springs. As the name implies, there are springs that are flowing down from the hillside into there. It is an absolutely gorgeous place to paddle. This particular photo was taken in June, but it is spectacular with the fall colors. It is great to go in the hot summer because the water is so cold. It is also the headwaters of the McCann River. So if you would please consider leaving speaker feedback. That QR code on the right will get you there. They are looking for feedback on all of the speakers. Or if you have any questions or comments. Yep.
Two questions, different questions. One is, what kind of photography equipment do you use? And number two, what's on your agenda for 2026?
So I started out, some of these photos are taken with just like a point and shoot camera. I was very nervous about being on the water because I realized the risk that I'm taking bringing that stuff out there is a chance it could all ruin. So I have upgraded over the years. I pretty much shoot with Nikon because that's what I'm comfortable with. So I started with like a Nikon point shoot, and I am now currently shooting today with a Nikon Z27. And varying lens lengths. I think I think it's a 120 to 300 that I take most often with me because I can get that variance on where I'm shooting. And the only thing that we have planned for this year is another Boundary Waters trip, and we're actually taking somebody new with us. So we're going to get them to experience the first time. I don't think Chet, do we have any other paddling plans?
Not anything solid, no.
I don't have anything yet, although somebody told me about some cool flowage up in the Black River, Potter's flowage maybe? So that might become on the bucket list.
Several boats, I see.
Yes,
On the picture.
yes.
What particular boats do you like?
So the comfort.
Yeah, comfort.
I am all about comfort right now.
Foraging is always interesting.
So the particular seat in the Swift kayak is what I find super comfortable. So I still use the pack boat, the 12.6, the regular flat, very steady pack boat. If we're not planning, if I don't have to rush, because it is such a super stable boat, I don't have to worry about it going off on me when I'm trying to shoot my camera, right? Like if I'm pointed this way, I want it to stay this way. So I really like that boat if I'm doing just lazy things and I can take my time doing it. If we're on a trip somewhere or we're trying to get somewhere, I do appreciate having that cruiser and that speed. So
And you get the boundary waters, you can get waves a lot bigger than you.
yes.
What's it like foraging those boats that in boundary waters?
I think the most of it is in your head and how you're going to do with it. But you know, it's for me, it's like a 26-pound boat. So the most difficult part for me, because of my arm strength, is getting it from here to here. Once it is here, I'm good. They have such a great balance that as long as I am concentrating on where am I putting my footing, I don't have to worry about it's going to fall off my shoulders. It's not where I want it to be. So the biggest thing for me is just the strength and getting it from the ground onto me. It is a pretty decent experience if you are well aware of where your feet are. That is the worst part about the portaging. How am I stepping? Don't fall.
26 pounds, I
That's
can't.
what I need
Most of my
though.
boats were 75, 80 pounds.
Yeah, not a possibility for me. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. If you have more questions, you're more than welcome to stop me later.
We're eating here, right?
That way we never forget it again.
Yeah.
Well,
So we remember that this is the thirsty goat that we want to go to.
Not-
Day 3 in Madison. And we are headed.
Back to the Alliant Energy Center.
Yep. We just came from breakfast. Not sure how much is going to be going on today because of the major snowstorm that is moving across Wisconsin. But I have one more presentation to give today. Then my first year as a presenter is done. See how it goes.
All right, welcome. I appreciate you attending. I know it is not great weather out there, but I am Bianca, and this is the places that I went. So he puts me in the 8-foot plastic recreational kayak, pushes me into the river, you know, tells me paddle forward, stay up. So my 10-foot recreational kayak, it's 45 pounds though, and all of my strength is in my legs and very, very weak arms. So I can't put it on my car by myself, I can't take it off my car by myself, can't get it down to the launch by myself, but I can paddle in it. And I did, and I got to see cool things like this. We were our first paddle in 2022. It was not supposed to snow, right? So this is April 1st. This is Wind Lake Canal. It just connects Wind Lake and Big Mosquito Lake down in Mosquito. It's someplace that we like to go to if we can't necessarily get out on Big Lake because the weather conditions aren't right for it. So we had wanted to make the Boundary Waters thing like an annual thing. And in 2024, we get to our Meads Island campsite, and right away somebody spots this guy on the tree. I love spiders. I think they are amazing. I was so happy to see this guy. This is a fisher spider, a fishing spider. It's like the size of the palm of my hand. So they are asking if you wouldn't mind, please consider leaving some speaker feedback there. If you enjoyed watching any of this chaos, you can try and follow us on YouTube or Facebook. If you have any questions or comments, I will gladly answer them.
What equipment do you use for your pictures?
So there are photos there that are going back to 2017 or 2018, and at that point in time, I was using just a point-and-shoot Nikon camera. I started taking photos with Nikon, so that's just what I stuck with. I am currently using a Nikon Z2.7. And I normally, I have a lens that I think is like 100 to 300 millimeters. So, yeah.
Your boat that you said is 26 pounds, how long?
It's just over 12 feet, it's like 12 and a half feet.
And that you said is
The orange one is a cruiser.
Do you ever put airbags underneath the cover if you're not have it full of goods?
I have not, no. I have not yet been in an experience where I felt the need to do that. Again, I am not like out here for exciting trips or anything. I want the slow moving, the boring paddles, the lazy.
Mine was boring until I thought my oar was stuck in the water and it was stuck in the mud. I was scrap, built it up from the bottom up, and then I was wishing for an airbag.
So what was the purpose of the airbag?
So you don't fill up with water.
Oh.
It's 17 foot long and was 2/3 sunk. It wasn't good.
What's your longest trip? Do you go to the Boundary Waters a lot, or?
We've tried to make it an annual thing. So the first time that I went was 2019, and we've only missed 1 year so far. And we do try and plan like a 5-day, 4-night. We haven't really gone anything longer than that. It's kind of like, I'm not retired yet, so I have to work and I don't get that much vacation. You know, there's never enough time for paddling.
Do you usually go to Gunflint Trail?
We do prefer the Gunflint side. Last year we went to Ely, and I don't know, I'm not really a people person, so the Gunflint's kind of less people-y. All right, thank you very much for your time, I appreciate it.
Canoecopia is just about officially torn down here at the Alliant Energy Center. That is what we're looking at there. It is sleeting and it hurts when it hits your face. So we are headed back to the hotel. I booked the room for Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So thankfully I do not have to drive home in this. Fortunately, the snow is actually north of Madison, so I shouldn't have to travel in too much tomorrow. But again, you know, forecast versus what actually happens. All done this year. I'm hoping for positive enough feedback that I might consider doing again next year. I did end up buying a book about places in Door County to go because I would love to get out in Door County and I'm not going to go out in Lake Michigan. So I was just looking for ideas on paddling, and we did pick up some daisy chains and then the cargo ladder from Red Leaf Designs. I really, really, really like their stuff. So I highly recommend if anybody's looking for anything to outfit their canoes, solo boats, tandems, kayaks. They make wonderful things. They have wonderful instructional videos, so you're not going to get like this paper thing to try and follow.
Jeremy is a pleasure to talk to and such a wonderful person.
And
honestly.
they use their stuff, so they're very well informed about what it is. So we were looking for, you know.
Yes, this is paddling gear made by paddling people.
So this is going in our tandem boat to help hold things in place and keep it down. Mostly for our Boundary Waters trips, but looking forward to getting that in once spring shows up. But yeah, that's the end of Canoecopia then. So Chet picked up a new jacket. It's a rain jacket. He has had some, I'll say, misfortunes with certain rain jackets where it just ends up leaking through eventually and not.
Yes, I don't know if it's my body chemistry that eats through
Whatever protectant there is. But this is a waxed jacket?
Yeah, oiled canvas.
Oiled canvas.
So, gonna try this one out.
See how
So
long it
far,
lasts.
so good. Works really well with wool. The company itself, I don't know if you can see that.
Empire Wool and Canvas Company.
Yes, they do have different wool, heavy wool stuff. And it does work really well with wool. I have different wool that I was wearing it out last night, and like she said, it was a blizzard, so it's kept me warm.
Yeah, so we're in Madison. We need to head home to Racine, and we're just hoping that we can get there in less than like 4 hours. There are certain roads that are unplowed between Madison, and I don't even know where the next big city would be, where it looked like it was clear.
Oh, where it looked like it was clear, I'm not sure, because next bigger area is Johnson's Creek.
It looked clear before that, though. So, I don't know. Here's hoping.
Right?
I don't want the TV in the background.